The story of Open Wardrobe started a long time ago. My background is in engineering. I'm an engineer. I was building software for many years. And my previous company, we were building AI for retailers. And we worked with fashion retailers primarily because our AI was vision-based, computer vision-based. And through that journey, I was exposed to issues that retailers and brands in apparel specifically were having, and all the unsold inventory, all the items that were ending up in landfills, everything that was problematic with the fashion industry. So I started thinking about what can we do with technology to empower consumers to dress more mindfully, because especially in e-commerce retailing, returns are a huge problem. Some returns don't even get resold. They just get straight to the landfills. So our mission became helping to reduce number of clothing items that end up in landfills. So that's how we started. And we started thinking about, okay, how can we work with brands and how can we work with consumers? And consumer stories started evolving very naturally. So we set out to build an ecosystem for mindful dressing. So, of course, started with digital closets and then all the services around it. We are actually in a couple of weeks, we're going to be launching repairs and alteration service. We already work with multiple personal stylists, and we've built our own AI. So it's evolving very naturally into this mindful dressing ecosystem. That's how we are positioning Open Wardrobe.
It's interesting to understand your background with regards to AI and the previous company you were a product manager for. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the company I was a chief product officer of a company called Lola AI. And it's an AI for retail. And the idea was to help apparel brands and retailers to address consumers in a more mindful way. So everybody kind of does personalization these days, right? But a lot of personalization is based on people that are like you. Our approach was a little bit different, and we set out to build AI that understood each individual customer specifically. So it was kind of hyper personalization. So if Sarah is looking at a dress and Julia is looking at the same dress, we might be looking at the dress for different reasons. You might like a silhouette, I might like a color. So how do we understand you as a consumer and give you a little bit more of a better recommendations as you shop through your journey?
Wow. So the technology was trying to understand the nuances in why I, as a customer, am attracted to a particular product
correct.
Compared with you. That is fascinating. So then with Open Wardrobe, I presume the initial functionality was the digital closet.
That was the initial functionality. Yeah, exactly. That was first. And Lola AI evolved very, very, very fast. So my previous experience kind of positioned us very well to build Lola AI and understand each individual and her or his own style traits and build recommendations specific to that person.
So you're saying Lola AI, which is the name that you've coined for your AI engine that is helping users identify whether it's outfit ideas or new purchases that are relevant to them based on their behavior.
That's correct. So the way it works is Lola AI has been trained on millions of outfits and millions of items that everybody have uploaded into the app so far. So if you are new to Open Wardrobe, you come, we don't know you, you upload few items, and then you ask Lola for suggestions. Lola is using this knowledge of millions of items and outfits to start generating recommendations for you. But as you start interacting with it, it creates what we're calling your own model. So every customer who interacts with Lola AI on the platform gets their own model. And the next time you come in, it's learning more. So you need to react. You need to say, I like this suggestion, I don't like this suggestion. And that's how Lola AI learns, and learns specifically about you. And every time you have some activity, the model gets retrained. And it gets retrained more and more and more. So it gets better with time about specific recommendations for you. So it becomes your personal AI stylist.
Right. So it's almost reflecting back at you the preferences that you've been showing it. A little bit like interacting with Instagram content and then your algorithm showing you similar content.
We're trying to give you additional ideas and additional things that might spark your creativity as a consumer.
Tell me, how do stylists, human stylists, work with Lola AI and with Open Wardrobe to build out the experience for the end user?
The interesting thing that happened with Open Wardrobe, we never set out to build something for stylists. It was always consumer-facing app. But it kind of happened naturally. People started reaching out and saying, oh, I'm using your Open Wardrobe app and I'm a personal stylist. Can I use it for my client? Then we started getting emails from consumers asking, how can I open my wardrobe to my personal shopper? We have one user who is using personal shoppers at a major department store in the United States. And she has houses on both coasts. And she's using one department store, but different personal shoppers. And she said, I made them use the app because if they want to sell me something, they need to know what I already have on this coast and on this coast and how I can put stuff together. So it happened very organically, happened very naturally. And now we're taking requests from stylists on what we can build specifically for stylists. As far as Lola AI is helping stylists to serve more customers because it reduces the time. So they can get kind of initial pool of recommendations and then they put their personal touch on it, because AI is never perfect. Machine never gets anything 100%, right? And then even if you get an AI recommendation on an outfit, you will never get those little nuances like, oh, roll up your sleeves or put the shoulder down or whatever that is, right? It's always that human that puts that magic sauce on top of it.
Yes. And when it comes to clothing and image, it is intrinsically linked to how we feel about ourselves inside. And that personal, subjective component will always remain, no matter how confident we are. So with Open Wardrobe, which I think is a really exciting tool for stylists to use, the ability to lean into AI, in your case, Lola AI, to quickly create outfit options from what a client already has in their wardrobe. Something like that would normally take quite a few hours for a stylist to do can be done almost relatively instantly. So all of a sudden, if you have a client and you have uploaded all of the photographs of what they have in their closet, whether you've done it yourself as an at-home wardrobe edit consultation, or whether the client has taken photographs of everything they own and popped it in or sent them to you, the fact that you can generate outfit options within minutes and then continue to do so month on month means that you can be serving that many more personal styling clients because you're not having to sit down and manually create the outfits yourself.
That's absolutely right. We also have Lola AI working inside our Chrome browser extension. So if you are shopping for yourself or you're shopping for your client online, the browser extension, it connects to the client's closet immediately. And you can ask Lola, can show me how this blouse that I'm looking at potentially buying for my client, how does it work with her closet? And it gives you instant outfit recommendations. And then you can visualize and then you can say yes, no, yes, no. You can pop it into your client's wardrobe. It's all pretty much instantaneous.
Holy hell. Now that is phenomenal. And I tried really hard not to yell with excitement while you were talking, Julia, because that is really fantastic. again, when a stylist or an image consultant is potentially selling a shopping recommendation service, or they're trying to upsell some shoppable boards, whatever it is, to be able to look at current inventory, current stock online, and to be able to snap that image of the product, see how it looks with what you've already got in your closet, present that to the client and say, hey, this would work beautifully. That as a service itself is really exciting. So being able to use Lola AI, OpenWardrobe's AI tool, to not only reduce the amount of time it takes you to serve your clients in creating things like outfit ideas, but to be able to integrate that with current stock is a game changer. Is that sort of your special sauce, would you say? Like, in terms of competitors in the market now, is that something that you guys are at the forefront of?
We were also a first digital wardrobe app that allowed sharing wardrobes. So the open wardrobe, that was kind of in the name from the very beginning, right? So the whole idea was about, I have a group of friends who always turn to me for fashion advice. We can share and I can style them in the app. So that was the first thing that we set out to do. And I'm guessing that probably became the reason why personal shoppers and personal stylists started gravitating to our app, because of that kind of a natural sharing ability. Right now, there are other apps that are doing similar things. But in terms of training and building more skills with our AI, that is something we're always going to be continue doing. And then we're building additional skills that will be useful as tools for personal shoppers and stylists also.
You mentioned something there as well. Perhaps AI tools can provide the first layer of information, but then you go to a specialist, a color expert, for that complete color analysis. I think that's another a really important point to notice, that again, every industry is being disrupted through AI technology, but AI technology can also act as a top of funnel tactic when you're trying to introduce more people to the benefits of color analysis, or a personal styling session, or a personal styling transformation, because apps like Open Wardrobe, which are easy to use, they allow people to whet their appetite and become a little bit interested and aware of things like body shape, silhouettes, color. All of a sudden, you're priming these people that personal stylists can benefit from, because now more people are aware of these components when it comes to shopping and style. So I think actually, again, these tools can work really well to support each other, rather than one tool potentially cannibalizing the other.
Absolutely. You got it. With color analysis, a lot of people are skeptical, but a lot of people are very curious. And to make an investment of both time and money, sometimes it's either non-practical or kind of, takes people a little bit back, right? But giving them this little taste of color analysis that provides you just kind of this first line of information, or first level of information, almost instantaneously and very inexpensively in the app, so that you can see how powerful it is. And then you can make an appointment with a consultant for the full 360 consultation. We had feedback for people who went through our color analysis, or even our body shape analysis, saying, oh, this is so interesting. I was naturally avoiding this particular color or shade. I didn't know why. Now I understand why. So I'm not going to try to put myself in orange if orange does not look good on me, because I know it will never work, or I need to combine it with something else for it to work. Or I knew that particular silhouette of a skirt never looked good on me. Now I know why, or how to style it differently. So this kind of little aha moments for people to get in an easy and inexpensive way is great. And then you layer it on with more personal relationship with a stylist or personal shopper.
Exactly. From a marketing perspective, if we are trying to sell someone the Panadol and not the vitamin, it means that we have to prove to our customer that this is a worthy investment. Now, when it comes to personal style and color analysis, it can be often viewed as a nice to have. Not everyone has had their colors done. Not everyone would consider learning about their body shape and the line and direction in there in their natural features because they don't know what the benefits might be. They don't realize how much money you save, how much better you feel, how easier shopping becomes, how more sustainable you become as a customer. So it takes lots of different things to build up this awareness. And that's why I think this tool is fantastic, because if they just get a little taste and realize that there is actually almost like a science behind why I'm drawn to some things, why I'm not, and it starts to make consumers think a little bit more about their carbon footprint. You've had a really exciting career within the world of retail and marrying up these tools to ultimately personalize the customer experience in new ways that support the environment. Can you talk to me a little bit about that? Because I think the future of retail, consumer behavior and sustainability is an exciting space, and I want stylists to understand their
absolutely.
role.
So remember at the beginning of the conversation, I said we're building an ecosystem, and I'm very, very much focused on that. The next big piece is we are launching alterations and repairs. So just imagine we have pieces in our closets that we don't wear because either we love them, but they are well worn and maybe something just needs to be repaired or adjusted, or we bought it on impulse and it's not quite right. So what do we do? Either it just sits in the closet, or we give it away, or we resell it. But personal stylists, when they go into somebody's wardrobe, they would say, oh, this is not the right fabric for your body shape. Like you need fluid and this is crisp fabric, for example. But if you turn this tunic into a summer coat, it would be perfect. And I'll show you how to. So how do you do this? Now from Open Wardrobe, you can immediately order that alteration service. You describe what needs to be done, you put it on yourself, you snap 2 pictures, it gets back to you within a week. You have a brand new garment from something you already owned. So you didn't have to discard it. You didn't have to throw it away, right? Or buy something new. You repurposed it. So that kind of feeds back into this kind of a green ecosystem, right?
Wow. Okay, so that is next level. I'm assuming that you're talking about within the United States.
At the moment, yes, it's going to be available only to consumers in the United States, but we're going to be expanding.
Amazing. And how's the journey been in bringing this concept to life and then trying to work with retailers to get them on board?
It's been difficult. It's been very difficult, especially in the last couple of days when the markets have been a little shaky. We are pretty much self-funded. We're pretty much word of mouth. So because people can collaborate within the app, there is this natural element of virality. We're pretty new. We've been in the market under 3 years. So yeah, hopefully it'll continue growing and building this community of like-minded people who want to change something about the way they want to dress or they want to dress their clients.
I think it's also interesting to note that even when you have the experience that you do across a range of companies and your expertise, your academic expertise, your ability to create this AI product, it's still hard trying to build a business, trying to communicate to others what the benefits or what the impact of this particular product can be, and trying to build a community when the space is so competitive. So looking down the barrel of the next 6 to 12 months, do you see yourself working more with stylists to refine whether it's the suggestions or offering those one-on-one services? I noticed that you've started to offer a more sort of personal color analysis and style blueprint.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're launching alterations and repairs. That's been kind of our focus in the last few months. The next thing is going to be more of the tools for stylists. What can Lola AI do for stylists that is a little bit more specialized? So for example, if you have me as a client and you have somebody else as a client, our aesthetics slightly different, right? But you put your own personal stylist aesthetic on top of ours. So the next iteration of Lola is to have a model per stylist/client. So it's almost like your own personal styling assistant. That is AI.
That's actually a real light bulb moment. It's for every personal stylist, personal shopper, or image consultant. It's like having your own personal styling assistant that is learning from your insights and recommendations to then hasten the process of delivering things to your client, who is the end user. Really exciting. So for stylists that would like to try Open Wardrobe, and they might have, 5 clients, they might have 100 clients, what's the process if they are signing up to Open Wardrobe, but then they need to use Open Wardrobe for more than one person's wardrobe?
The stylist has an account. There's no limit on how many clients you can manage through that one account. So all you need to do is every client of yours needs to have their own account, and they will basically share their wardrobe. As a stylist, you can work with multiple clients. There's absolutely no limit. And all we need to do in the app is me as a client, I just open my wardrobe to you, give you a status of a style, we call it Style Guru. And that gives you an ability to create wardrobes for me, to put items in my wardrobe, to create outfits for me, give me inspirational looks, like lookbooks.
Amazing. So I would get on board for those that are looking to start playing around with the benefits of managing multiple client wardrobes. Julia, thank you so much for your time today and for providing a tool that will help stylists build their business. I'm so excited about the possibilities for us to learn more about how we can work with AI rather than in competition with AI. So for anyone that would like any further information, you can just email through info@stylingadvisory.com.au and we'll put you in touch with Julia or one of her team.